So number 4, we're going to talk about ego and injustice tilt. Some ego is actually a good thing in poker, unless you have way too much of it. Ego will be the motivator and the fuel to make you want to get better and beat your opponents. If you have ego, you can't stand to be defeated, which drives you into action and make sure that you will do anything in your power to beat your opponent. Because in your mind, you just have to be better than them. You just have to be better. I mean, that's what the ego tells you anyways. But too much ego can be a bad thing, as it can result to injustice tilt, which basically means that you get angry because someone that you believe you're a lot better than is beating you. This can happen against fish or regs, and you feel kind of cheated in a sense. In your mind, you're thinking, this guy sucks. I should be absolutely crushing this guy. And as you lose, you get angrier and angrier because you are expecting to win. The key is to not expect to win, but rather expect to play your best poker. You can't directly control if you win and lose in any given session, but you can directly control injecting logic and playing the best poker you are capable of playing. So the way to cure injustice tilt is really just don't expect to win a session just because you're better than your opponent. They're going to win sometimes as well, and you just have to learn to accept that. You just have to be okay with, somebody that's not better than, that you believe that you're a lot better than, that's sometimes he's gonna beat you. I mean, it just is what it is. And that's the way poker goes. That goes back to the topic of variance that we discussed in subtopic number 1. And so now we go to subtopic number 5, last one here. Desperation tilt. Many people struggle with desperation tilt, including myself. I've had struggles with desperation tilt in the past as well, and also with injustice tilt and things like this. So these are tilt issues that I've also went through one point or another. So what desperation tilt means is, for example, you're playing $100 spin and goes, and you lose 8 buy-ins. Now your mind starts feeling very, compulsive and desperate to make the money back. You might be thinking something in your mind like, shit, I need to get this money back right now. And you start rushing and tilting and getting into what I call desperation mode. This kind of tilt can be dangerous because it might make you want to play in games that are higher than what you're used to playing. Also, it's going to make you just kind of rush and make decisions, and maybe some bad decisions, and you're just not going to be playing well when you're in desperation mode and you're really just like trying to recoup your losses. And thinking in this way is just a very bad way of thinking overall. And the key to overcoming desperation tilt is to familiarize yourself with variance, and also accept the fact that you're going to have many losing sessions and losing weeks and even some losing months. So in conclusion, with all forms of tilt, the way to minimize it is to stop expecting things that are not in your control. So expectations are basically the devil. When you're expecting things that you don't directly have control over, then it's just not going to be good. And only focus on playing well and let everything else fall into place. And don't beat yourself up if you make a mistake at the tables or 1 or 2 wrong decisions or whatever else. You can't play your A game 100% of the time. You just can't. But you can play your A game a lot more often than you have been playing it right now, if you just kind of implement these newer ways of thinking. If you find yourself tilting, don't get mad at yourself for tilting, because that's just going to make things a lot worse. Like if you say, I start tilting and I'm in my mind, I'm like, oh Jack, why are you tilting now? Like, blah, blah, blah. Now I'm tilted because I'm tilting, and it just kind of compounds and makes things just way, way worse. So just accept the fact that you're tilted and try and understand as to why you're tilted, really think about it without judging yourself. Just accepting that you're tilted and it's okay to feel tilted at times will give you some relief in itself. It's important to note that you can't 100% get rid of tilt. It's not even a real thing to 100% get rid of tilt. Even the best, like most Zen-like meditative guys that you can think of in the poker world, like, you know, Anthony Gregg and, you know, Martin Jacobson and these guys, like, if these guys lost, like, you know, if they bricked like 75 10K live tournaments in a row, they're gonna be tilted, and it's just gonna be, their tilt is just gonna be in a lot more control than most of our tilts will be, because they're better at handling it. But everyone is prone to, you know, just a little bit of tilt. I mean, no matter how great you are at the mental game of poker, and no matter how strong your mind is, you will still likely experience some small levels of tilt, no matter what. But the main point is to be in more control over it, and just to tilt a lot less often in general.